Of Homeland Security linking multiple Democratic lawmakers in Minnesota to an illegal Somali national arrested as part of the immigration crackdown there. Abdul Dahir Ibrahim entered the U.S. in 1995 after being deported from Canada, where he was charged with welfare and asylum fraud. He had been living in Minnesota despite an order by an immigration judge for his removal back in 2004 because of his extensive history of fraud charges. He was finally arrested by ICE agents last week. DHS did post these pictures online of Ibrahim with multiple Democrats they say have allowed him to keep living in the U.S. under sanctuary policies, including failed Minneapolis mayoral candidate Omar Fattah, Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, and Governor Tim Walz.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious.
At the same time, the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services is threatening to cut off funding to Minnesota over concerns of fraud in the state.
Look at me. I run the daycare center now.
And who gave you permission?
My boy Tampon Tim, a.k.a. the fraud father, gave us the green to open this here quality leering daycare. So we ran with it.
Welcome to Male Reality Lessons, where topics are reviewed and discussed as iron sharpens iron. On Male Reality Lessons today, we're going to continue to dig deep into the scam of the century, specifically in Minnesota, where the fraud is so outlandish we don't know whether it's complicit from top down or just mere incompetence. But what we do know, it seems that the mayor of Minneapolis, as well as several other politicians, to include the governor himself, are all connected. But you don't have to believe me. Let's follow the money as well as the connections between individuals who have already been convicted of said fraud. Here we go.
Show our viewers what you're dealing with, what ICE is dealing with. These three men were arrested for the attempted murder of an ICE agent. They've been identified as illegal migrants from Venezuela. They fled their country under President Biden, in the Biden administration. This man, Raul Gutierrez, he's said to be in the gang Latin Kings. He was accused of vandalizing an FBI vehicle, breaking into its weapons locker, and stealing a rifle and ammunition. Why is ICE being prevented from grabbing these people and taking them out of the country? Why are the demonstrators supporting people like that?
Well, I think that they're emboldened, unfortunately, by these politicians who encourage them to resist, even getting so far to the point that they encourage violence and obstruction of our law enforcement, which, again, I will say is a federal crime. But the only people who win in this situation are the criminals that you just outlined right there. The big thing, and I think that the American people, it's so important for them to understand, what do sanctuary city policies mean? It means that our law enforcement cannot get into the jails. Currently sitting in jails in Minneapolis are 1,700 criminal illegal aliens. Once they serve their time, they will be released back onto Minneapolis streets. I've looked at the list, Stuart, that includes murderers, that includes rapists, that includes child pedophiles. These are public safety threats that, because of these sanctuary city policies, they will be put back onto the streets of Minneapolis. That's why we have to be there. We have to have a presence on the ground so that we can find these individuals and apprehend them.
I want you to repeat that. You're telling me that there are 1,700 convicted violent criminals in the jail in Minneapolis and ICE can't go and get them. Is that accurate?
In the jails. That is accurate. In the jails today. And even farther, 470 criminal illegal aliens. That does include gang members, that includes child traffickers. 470 Tim Walz has released in the last year from Minneapolis's custody, from Minneapolis's jails, into the public.
If you're enjoying the video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Male Reality Lessons.
I want you to look at and make a decision here about who you want to focus on. Over here, we have victims of dangerous illegal aliens that were in the United States of America. Over here, we have 5 Americans who are no longer with us. We have Kayla Hamilton, a 20-year-old woman with autism, living in Aberdeen, Maryland, who was savagely strangled to death by an illegal alien MS-13 gang member released by Biden at the border. We have Sergeant Brandon Mendoza, a 13-year Mesa Police Department veteran who was struck by a previously convicted illegal alien who was drunk when he struck Brandon, that gentleman from Arizona. We have, somewhat probably most infamously, Laken Hope Riley. Riley was a 22-year-old nursing student who attended Augusta University, was killed by a Tren de Aragua gang member who illegally paroled into the country under Joe Biden. We have Rachel Marin, a 37-year-old Maryland mother of 5 who was raped and murdered while going out for a walk by an illegal alien who snuck across the border under Biden. And we have Jocelyn Nungare, a woman whose mother I've gotten to know, a woman whose mother I invited to join us at the inauguration of President Trump a year ago because of her courage for standing up and calling out the lawlessness of people who have been released on the streets of this country that resulted in the death of her daughter, Jocelyn. Jocelyn was a 12-year-old girl in Houston who was out for a walk when 2 Venezuelan illegal aliens released under Biden forced under a bridge and forced her to take off her clothes before she was savagely killed in Houston, Texas, my home state. And you want to know what? Their lives mattered. Those individuals' lives mattered. And my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, whether they're in this chamber or in the other chamber or in state houses across this country, my colleagues on the other side of the aisle want to ignore what has happened to these 5 Americans, by the way, who are simply the faces of hundreds of thousands of Americans who have lost their lives violently through narcotics, through fentanyl, through drunk drivers, through murder, through rape, through intimidation. They represent a large block of Americans suffering at the hands of people who have been released on our streets purposely for crass political purposes by my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. And the fact is, that has left us with a current situation that is even worse. And I'm going to go through a few more, and then I want to bring my colleagues into this conversation. Here behind me, after all of the eruption over what has occurred in Minnesota, where there's been a lot of vitriol being directed at ICE in Minnesota, let us look at these individuals right here, which represent about 18 individuals that are the people that ICE have been arresting in Minnesota. So a lot of news over one incident in Minnesota. And what we have here are a Somali illegal alien convicted of homicide. We have a Salvadoran illegal alien convicted of 3 counts of homicide with a deportation order since June of 25. We have a Mexican illegal convicted of homicide who was previously deported in 2002. We have a Sudanese illegal alien convicted of homicide. We have a Laotian illegal alien convicted of 2 counts of homicide with a deportation order since 2009. We have an illegal alien from Sierra Leone convicted of 2 counts of homicide with a deportation order since 2022. We have a Mexican illegal alien convicted of homicide with a deportation order since 2015. We have a Somalian illegal alien convicted of manslaughter with a deportation order since 2022. We have a Sudanese illegal alien convicted of attempt to commit homicide, weapon possession, and DUI. A Guatemalan illegal alien convicted of negligent homicide with a vehicle and DUI with a deportation order since 2022. A Burmese illegal alien convicted of negligent homicide. Another Laotian illegal alien convicted of a strong-arm rape of a 12-year-old girl and kidnapping a child with intent to sexually assault her, with a deportation order since 2024. A Laotian illegal alien convicted of strong-arm rape, aggravated assault with a weapon, and strangulation with a deportation order since 2012. A Laotian illegal alien convicted of rape and child fondling with a deportation order since 2003. A Laotian illegal alien convicted of rape with a weapon, and sexual assault with a deportation order since 1996. Mexican illegal alien convicted of sexual assault of a child and DUI with a deportation order since 2016. A Laotian illegal alien convicted of strong-arm sodomy of a boy, a strong-arm sodomy of a girl with a deportation order since 2018. A Laotian illegal alien convicted of sexual assault and sodomy of a girl under age 13 and procuring a child for prostitution with a deportation order since 2006. These are the individuals in Minnesota that ICE, who are being attacked, criticized, demonized by my colleagues on the other side of the aisle. Those individuals went out, risked their lives, put their lives on the line to remove these people from our streets so that our children might be safe, so that our families might be safe. No, I'm not going to apologize for ICE. No, I'm not going to join in the bandwagon of criticisms against ICE. Yes, you review procedures. Yes, you make sure you do things by the book and that people have due process. But let's remember, when we're talking about people who are on our streets as guests of our country, and they're committing violence against the people of our country, we have a duty to remove them, deport them, and do it immediately and swiftly.
We're here to arrest a child sex offender. And you guys are out here honking.
Oh, we're not. No, we're pressing. No, we're not.
That vehicle right there is honking and impeding our investigations while we're trying to arrest a child sex offender. That's who you guys are protecting. Insane.
It's truly unbelievable. You literally have people protesting against the removal of criminals. Ironically, it always changes when the crime is at your doorstep. And the very people that you're protesting against, you're going to wish you would have allowed them to do their job. We have allowed too many individuals into the country without any vetting process, and we are now reaping what we sowed. If you do not change the course of action, anarchy is going to turn into chaos and true ruin of a society and culture, whether it's state by state or just in your own little community. Obviously, we have agitators, paid protesters, and the like, but we have to allow those who have been paid and swore allegiance to protect us to do their job. But I want to hear from you in the comment section. Give me your thoughts and opinions on this topic as well as any other topic here on Male Reality Lessons. And be sure to check out other videos on the channel. It'll do you good. As always, thank you for watching and have a good day.